Hey y'all, Mrs. Klein here, and I'm doing a teacher summer update. I just want to go over my plans that I had before the summer began and what I've actually accomplished thus far this summer, and plans that I still have to do before the summer ends. Now, I'm doing this video in front of the brick of my house. I want to refer to my notes. I don't want to be driving around all the time. I can't really find a good spot in my house to record a video because the quality really lowers after a certain amount. I mean, I just can't find a good spot in my house, so I'm just going to do this here. And that also means, because I'm doing this outside on my front porch, that there's a lot of traffic driving by. Oh well, it's a vlog. Let's do it. So my plans before I began this summer, I didn't think about it in terms of categories, but I'm going to kind of create categories after the fact, right? I did have plans before the summer began, and after the fact, I can really kind of categorize my plans, right? In the category of like health and wellness, I had planned to, sorry, I have ADD and ADHD, and all these cars driving by make it hard to focus. Forgive me. Before the summer began, okay, I had plans for health and wellness, okay, which includes all of the doctor appointment, vet appointments, dentist appointments. It's pretty extensive, the amount of plans that I had for this summer as far as appointments go. None of which I didn't make one phone call to set up these appointments before the summer, which was probably a mistake. I should have made these phone calls before the summer began. I'll make sure to do better on that next year. I hope to do better on that next year. But with how stressful this past year has been with COVID, and with the toddler at home, I just couldn't handle another thing on my plate. But I knew as soon as the summer started, I wanted to hit the ground running and get a lot of stuff done. And I feel like I have. I haven't gotten everything done, but I have gotten a lot done. So, what I have gotten done, what I had planned to get done, before I get to what I've accomplished, let me talk about what I planned to get done, right? I planned, doctor's appointments and dentist appointments. It was I also knew I wanted my son to have swimming lessons. I don't know if I didn't have help planning that. I don't know if it would have come to fruition, but I did know I wanted to do that. And so that's health and wellness. Okay, I wanted those appointments done. I had also planned for just like developmentally things for my son. I don't even know what category this would be. I think just like family. I guess the category of family. I really wanted to take care of my house, like do a bunch of cleaning, and also with my son, I had some like milestones I wanted to hit with him this summer, okay? Because he's, at the end of the school year, he was somewhere around the 20-month mark age, and this year, in several months, he'll be 2, right? So there's some milestones I wanted to hit this summer that I just didn't have the energy or time or inclination to be able to do before the summer began, okay? So clean the house and then hit some of these developmental milestone markers with my son, okay? Now, let's get into what I've accomplished from what I started out with, okay? So I was able to, I did have many doctor's appointments, okay? So last year I had my thyroid taken out, and, long story short, not my whole thyroid. I had half my thyroid taken out. After I gave birth to my son, a half of my thyroid was very enlarged, like a very large nodule, like very, very large, like inconveniently large. And so when I saw the doctor about it, he recommended, like he said, I could test to see if this is cancerous or not, but even if it comes back negative, that doesn't mean that there's not, because it's so large, that doesn't mean that there's not some cell hiding that's cancerous, right? Because you can only take so much. Excuse me. So last year, he recommended that I have it taken out, and while I'm on the table in the middle of surgery, after they cut out half the thyroid, they'll test the whole thing of what they cut out and see if there's anything in there that's cancerous, and if not, they'll leave the other half behind. And that's exactly what happened. I was very lucky last year. It didn't turn out to have anything cancerous. They didn't take the other half, so they removed the nodule, and I don't have to worry about that. And I don't have to be on medicine. There was still a chance I could have been put on medicine, thyroid medicine, and I did not. So far, have not had to be put on thyroid medicine, but I think they're going to do a yearly checkup with that. And that's what just recently happened this summer. I had thyroid. I had to do blood work. I had to do a thyroid checkup. I also had to do the yearly female doctor thing. I also had planned to do a dentist cleaning appointment, and unfortunately in the last week of school my crown cracked. Like, I had a crown that was already there and it cracked, which means it took me a while to decide to get it replaced, mainly because insurance wouldn't cover our insurance will cover a brand new crown, but not a crown that was already done on a tooth before. So they won't do like a crown replacement but every 10 years or something like that. They won't pay for it. So it took me a while, but eventually I decided. I went back in, and a few weeks ago went back in, and I decided to go ahead and pay for it. So they did right now I have a temporary crown in, and the day before school starts, actually not the day before school starts, the day before my professional development starts, I get the crown. I'm going to get the crown put in. Okay. So I'm very lucky to squeeze that in right before the start of my professional development. What else have I accomplished? I had also planned and did accomplish. I did get take my son to see the doctor. Somehow I didn't think we missed a doctor's appointment, but somehow we must have missed a doctor's appointment. One of the regularly scheduled ones you're supposed to go to. So he had a lot of vaccinations. He had to get on that appointment. I also just recently, because I switched pediatricians, and I was very concerned about his hips. You know, my son was born, he was a frank breech birth with a C-section, I had a C-section. And so one of his side of his hips was underdeveloped, and that has turned, I was so worried about it, and I never got a resolution on that till recently. He had an x-ray done, and as it turns out, he's fine. His hips are perfect. So thankfully he grew out of that. Let's see what else. So that was another appointment that I finally put to bed. So there were some unexpected things that I got done this summer. Our vehicle broke down, and we had to get a new one. That was very unfortunate, but it's unfortunate timing because microchips are hard to find, I guess, or more expensive. I don't know. And cars are made with microchips now, so there's this huge demand on vehicles, and it's hard to find. Usually we buy kind of slightly used vehicles, normally like something with 50,000 or 75,000 miles on it. That's what we normally do. But this time around we went ahead and got a brand new vehicle, because used vehicles right now are going for the same price as new ones, because it's just difficult to find vehicles exactly what you want. You can find a vehicle, but if you want something very specific, usually in the past you could just find something very specifically that you want at any time. And right now with this chip shortage, that's making it a little bit difficult. So we just went ahead and got a brand new CR-V hybrid, and we like that a lot. What else? I had planned to clean the house, and the problem with planning to clean your house is that it's an ongoing, never-ending chore, right? It's like you can't just plan to, like, okay, I'm gonna clean this house once and then it's done, right? It just doesn't happen that way. It doesn't work that way, especially with a toddler in the house. He just makes the biggest mess. I'll be cleaning up and he's throwing stuff behind me. Like, he's throwing stuff on the ground behind me as I'm cleaning up in front of me. It's just wild. Trying to clean up after a toddler is like, it's like trying to hold back the ocean, right? However, I didn't have time to do, even though I have been nonstop, like, cleaning the house in general. I am not, sorry, I got distracted. Even though I've been nonstop cleaning all summer, I've been nonstop cleaning the living room and the game room where everybody hangs out. But our bedrooms and my closet and our bathrooms are kind of a disaster. And so, and I have not had the time. It's like when you clean the living room, all the junk gets shoved into the bedrooms. So, in order to, you really got to make time to clean all the junk that I've been shoving in. I mean, a complete disaster are our bedrooms, because I've just been shoving junk in there for years and years and years just to make sure that our living space, where everyone sees and hangs out, is nice. So just recently, well, I haven't had most of the summer I have not had time to do that, right? Because of vacations that we've gone on, and because of all the appointments, also because swimming lessons. So a couple weeks ago, I guess it was more than a couple weeks ago, Grandma decided to pay for, so his grandmother, my mother-in-law, decided to pay for swimming lessons, which was very nice, because otherwise I don't know if it would have gotten done. It's certainly something I really, really wanted to get done, but I mean, it just was one more thing on my list I just probably wasn't going to make time for. And thankfully, because she paid for it, and she knew where to go, and it made things so much easier. It was like, okay, we can do this. I didn't realize that it was, Monday through Thursday every day, going to the pool and practicing for 2 weeks. Now, I think that's good. He needs it. I don't know what I thought. I thought you just, you teach a baby one day on how to swim and they got it. They're good. Nope. No. He is like, it's still difficult to get him to do the reach and pull and kicking his feet and floating. He did start to hold his breath, which is good. So he did make progress with the practicing, but he still, he absolutely hates and refuses floating on his back, which is the one thing of all the things I want him to float on his back, because I'm like, it just scares me. Water and babies just terrify me, and so I really, really want him to master these skills of swimming. But anyway, because of the swimming, it really made it hard for me to have the energy to clean the house, right? Because of the vacations and because of the appointments, and which is all, and trying to keep the house, at least the living room and the game room, in order, and the infinite little things that come up, it's a lot to try and handle. Okay, you think you're gonna have a relaxing summer as a teacher, and really it's just full of mom stuff, right? So but we did it. We did the swimming, which was very good. He's going to need a lot more practice, but hey, we started on that. And then but after the swimming, something about the swimming really gave me the energy to get more stuff done. I have not actually exercised in years, multiple years. I have not exercised. And after swimming, it really gave me the energy to clean the house and get stuff done. And signed up for and sign up for a gym membership, which I did just yesterday. So the past week, I would say over the past week, I've been working hard and actually digging deep into our bedrooms and my closet to really clean those very well. And one of the things I realized as I was cleaning was part of cleaning is just getting rid of stuff. That was the problem, I think, all these years of me cleaning, was I was just like, oh, I'll get rid of stuff later. I'll look through all this later. And it's like, no, today's the day we're doing it. And I was just started getting rid of stuff. So like furniture, that was a big thing. I didn't realize like why I was so miserable with how our house, like the flow of my house, and that was just because we just had too much furniture, right? We had too many chairs, and there's no room in the house. So we got rid of a recliner. We removed a chair that was in our bedroom out of there, so now there's a lot more room in our bedroom. And I mean, the chair was just there to collect clothes anyway, right? So so we got rid of a recliner, and I used Facebook Marketplace for the first, I don't know if it was the first time, but it felt like the first time. I don't know, like all of that really, I just wanted to put all of the stuff I didn't want at the end of the road for people to take for free. And my husband was like nagging me, like, no, you really need to get on Facebook Marketplace and sell some of this stuff, you know, and it was just more stress that I didn't want to deal with. But I finally was just like, fine, let's do it. And I posted some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and that really helped clean up my house. And actually, it wasn't that as bad as I thought. Like, you know, it was stressful at first because I like communication, like clear communication. And, you know, people are going to come if they're going to come, and they're not if they're not, right? And that was my problem at first, was like, I want you to tell me exactly when you're going to come, if you're going to come. And people just don't communicate that well. So I just had to kind of like relax and chillax about that. And, you know, I just decided people message me, and I'll just keep saying yes, it's available until somebody asks to come get it. I mean, that's it. And if no one ever came for that recliner that doesn't recline anymore, it was nice. It was a good chair, but it didn't recline anymore, and it had a spring sprung in it, which made it uncomfortable to sit in. I just left that at the end of the road, and somebody came and got it, and it was like, oh, thank God. It was like too big for our house anyway. So really getting rid of stuff, like I've thrown several trash bags of junk out, and I've gotten rid of some furniture that we didn't need or I wasn't using, and that's made all the difference in the world. All the difference. Just if I'm not using it, don't hold on to it. It's a waste of space. It really has been stressing me out over the past few years, having all this stuff in our house, and I've just realized over the years, if I'm not using it, time to go. I can get another one if I need to later on. Probably never, if I haven't been using it, probably never going to use it, right? And also I've bought a lot of those vacuum sealed bags for all the clothes that my son has, you know, for each month, like each age range, so that if and when we have another kid, I can, you know, I don't want to get rid of stuff that we might actually still use, especially if they're good clothes. So I just vacuum sealed all that stuff, and that also made a ton of room. In fact, I might get more of that. Excuse me. What else have I accomplished here? So one of the things developmentally with my son, because of his age, right? At the end of the summer, he was around 20-ish months old. He'll be turning 2 later this year. And with that, he was still in the crib and on the bottle before the beginning of the summer, right? And my plans for this summer were to get him off the bottle, get him in a toddler bed, and get him potty trained, if at all possible. Of course, I didn't really know when you're supposed to potty train a boy, you know. This is my first kid, I don't know. Which actually I just read a book about that. It was a very informative book. But anyway, in the first week of the summer beginning, I got him off the bottle and got him in a toddler bed. It was such a relief. I was so stressed about it. Like, This kid, and on the passy. Oh, by the way, he was still on the passy before the summer began, and I was so stressed about it, and it's so hard. I think he could have gotten off of it, you know, maybe even a month before the summer began. And I know you're supposed to get him off all of that stuff at the 12-month mark, right, off the bottle and passy. And I just couldn't handle it. It was so stressful. He's screaming a lot. We have a lot of social situations and obligations to handle. Excuse me, vehicle. We have a lot of social obligations. So the passy and the bottle just were really useful and helpful to Lord, that's a loud vehicle. To like just pacify him, literally, while we're at a restaurant or whatever. It was just, I couldn't even fathom getting him off of that stuff while I was working, like every day as a teacher. And then but I knew at the beginning of the summer I could handle it. Like if he didn't want to sleep at night, I could handle it. But I just had to make it to the summer. And in that first week, we went on vacation. Right at the beginning of the summer, we went on vacation to Alabama. It was a Klein vacation. We did an Airbnb at a place on a lake, a house on a lake. And it was relaxing, mostly. I mean, as relaxing as having a toddler throwing tantrums can be. And I still enjoyed it. And but that was his first time being in trying to sleep with us in a regular bed, because since was 4 months old, he's been in a crib and alone in his room with no external, not very much noise, not very much very much isolated at night, so that there's very little distractions. Mainly because I tried to get him to sleep in bed with us a few times just so we could go on vacation, and he would not sleep. It was he just wanted to play, and our bed is very tall, and I was very worried about him falling and all of that. But we went on this vacation to Alabama, and it was the beginning of the summer, and I knew I wanted to train him on a toddler bed. So at this place, my husband and I, we both slept on separate single beds because that's all they had, and there wasn't room for all three of us on a bed. So I slept on one single bed, he slept on the other single bed, and then my son all night long went from my bed to his bed, to my bed to his bed. And he was kind of half playing, but he did kind of half sleep, but it was just, I didn't get a lot of sleep, but it was okay. It wasn't too bad, right? At least he wasn't crying all night. And then the second night he did better. He did switch a couple times, but not very often. He slept longer, which was good. And then when we got back from vacation, I definitely decided we're not going back to the crib. We have this toddler bed, let's do it. We already knew we wanted to do it, but now that he's already slept out of the crib, I don't want to go back. So we let him sleep in a toddler bed the first night we came back, and he did okay with it. He was fine. Now, that first night, I realized I had to completely rearrange his room because, not completely rearrange, but I had to get some stuff out of there because he was climbing stuff, right? So previously, he was never in his room without, I have a camera in there and I make sure he's not, he's safe. But now that he's in a toddler bed, he has way more access to and the older he gets, the more he wants to climb stuff. So I had to take a whole shelf out of there. It used to be his changing table. It was like a shelf with a changing pad on top. I took that out of there because he was climbing it. And then we anchored some stuff to the wall. And he did good. He actually did really, really good in the toddler bed. Other than turning his lamps on and off all night, I ended up unplugging them and putting the safety protector on the wall. Other than that, he did really good, better than I thought, and he slept. Of course, he couldn't see us, right? He performs for an audience. So that's the problem, is when we sleep with him, it's a problem because he wants to play all night because he has an audience. But when he's by himself, no problem. So the toddler bed was not a big deal. And same week, got him off the bottle. Like, beginning of the summer, boom, it just disappeared. I just was like, nope, you can drink out of a sippy cup. These are going away. And I just decided, like, even though he didn't like to drink milk out of a sippy cup, I just decided, look, dude, you either drink it out of a sippy cup or you don't get it at all. I can't have you ruining your teeth for this. So, and he did. Like, he started drinking milk out of a sippy cup. And he's learning more Spanish words. That's another kind of half goal that we've had this summer, is Grandma speaks Spanish to him, and I've learned a few words in Spanish. Not a lot, but a few words in Spanish, like commands and stuff, things that I can reiterate to him. So that's something we're doing. It's like an ongoing thing. Got him off the passy. All of those just disappeared. I think we brought it once on the trip or something, and that was it. Like, after that, I've hid them all. They're all gone. They're all in a box somewhere. And it's been fine, which is great. And if he throws a tantrum, oh well. He's still not getting it. So that's been some good accomplishments. Now, the pottying is something that's been really kind of weighing on me. And I finally read this book about it. And, like, pottying and training your toddler to potty in 3 days or something. And thankfully, I know at least I'm not too late. I was worried that I was, like, starting him pottying too late, and it looks like I'm right at the perfect time to start doing that. But I need to buy some equipment, Baby Bjorn trainer or something, just a potty trainer, something that actually sits on the toilet instead of separate. Because originally I had tried to, like, put the potty in the living room, like a little external potty, and I was just doing it all wrong. And after reading this book, I was like, oh, okay, well, this makes a lot more sense. So I'm gonna get rid of the other one that we have, and I'm gonna put a trainer on the toilet so he learns to do that in the bathroom. He's just now starting to, like, be able to listen to me, and when I tell him to do something, he does it, depending on his mood. But for the most part, if I tell him to go put this somewhere or put this in the trash, he does it. So he's starting to follow at least very simple steps, like one thing at a time. I don't know if he can do 2 steps yet, but he definitely does 1 step instructions. And what else? So that's my next goal. And so those are all the things I've accomplished. And I think I did mention the gym membership. Those swimming lessons really gave me the energy to start a gym membership. And man, it's such a good deal. It's like $24 a month, and it 24/7 24/7 to go work out whenever I want to. And during their staffing hours, they have free childcare included. Like, it's really a wonderful, wonderful deal. So if I'm gonna do the gym, this is the time. And that's another, like, category. Like, this is something I never thought about, because I was thinking about, like, doctor's appointments. But this is, of course, everyone always wants to, like, go to the gym, and one day I'll start working out. And when my husband finally told me about this deal with the gym, I was like, yeah, let's do it, because I just don't have the motivation at home, and this gym has classes that are included, and so that's really, I think, going to motivate me to really get my heart rate up and do a harder workout, and to keep coming back. So I'm very excited about that gym membership. Just yesterday, I also got some stuff done. Just a day or two ago, I got an inspection sticker done on my vehicle, which was nice. I got today I got my car washed and cleaned. I went to the car wash and I vacuumed it all up, because there's goldfish flying all over that. I mean, it's just disgusting. So I cleaned that out. That's just an ongoing thing, constantly cleaning out my vehicle. I did take my dogs to the vet. So one dog has gotten to go to the vet, but the other one has not yet. Luna, she's my Great Pyrenees, and she went to the vet and she got her vaccinations. But my next goal, my next plan, is to get our other dog, Flash, who's a half husky, half German shepherd, to go to the vet. And he rarely goes. Like, he's old. He's very old. And he was a rescue when my husband got him. And he just hasn't gone to the vet very often. But he needs to go, not just for vaccinations, but he has some kind of skin tag on his eye that needs to be removed. And there's something else. Oh, he needs his teeth brushed. Or maybe I need to buy a toothbrush. I don't know, but his mouth stinks. His teeth look really good, but he's got a stinky breath. Old man dog breath. I think that's it. Oh, and did I mention I have been cleaning the house? So yes, I got rid of furniture, but I have been throwing junk away, and the house is looking much better. I still have more to do there. Let me look at my to-do list. So I have to get the permanent crown put in right before I start school. I have to get my son his first dentist appointment. It's another thing to do. Gotta clean my craft room. I have like a craft / sewing room I need to clean up. That's full of junk I need to throw out or organize. Take Flash to the vet. As far as this coming year is concerned, I asked them if there's anything I should be doing right now, and the only thing they really said I should do over this summer is just to make sure I'm read up on the books that I'm going to be teaching, which I have read Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe before, but I'm going to reread it, because before I read it for enjoyment, but now I need to read it with like a teacher's mindset, so I'm going to reread that book. I also need to read Birch Bark House. I haven't read that yet, and I don't own that book, so what I really need to do, I either need to buy it or I need to go to the school and just borrow a copy and read it. Depends on how much money I have. Right now, I better go borrow one. But maybe when I get paid, I'll go buy a copy. I think I'm going to go ahead and look over the lesson plans just for that first unit so I can be more familiar with how the school year is going to start and what the goals are for the unit. You know, especially any major projects they're going to have to do. Ooh, and one more thing. Well, I have a couple more things. I have a Lindsey Sterling concert I'm going to be going to at the end of the summer, which is like a birthday present from my husband. He paid for like the low tier VIP passes, which I'm still excited about because it gives me, supposedly it's going to be good seating and a signed journal, which is going to be nice. Let's see what else. TPT store. So I was able to finally finish one of my products that I've been working on for months. The Full Cicada Moon novel study guide that I've been working on for months. I finally finished those 3 or 4 products and posted those. And I wanted to do a lot more. Like, I had great intentions of doing a lot more of that. But what I've decided is, with that, I have priorities, right? And I just feel like my teacher pay teacher store is just not the biggest priority right now. You know, some people are so gung-ho about their business, and that's very exciting, and I wish them well. But I just, with the way my house is and with the way my family is, with my toddler, I just don't have the time to devote all of my free time to my business, right? This is more like a hobby / side hustle than it really is a full-time business for me. And that's just a personal decision I've made. I do want to do more with it in the future, but I just don't have the time, energy, or mental and emotional capacity to just make it a second full-time job, right? To be able to devote all of my time to it, because you know, I've been there where I've worked all day and all night, even after work, and I've done that, and I'm done doing that, right? You know, I just have priorities, right? I had appointments I had to prioritize, and swimming lessons, and getting the house in order, right? I'm just gonna be miserable. I mean, we have so much hair in this house that I have to always continuously clean up, and I just have to, and plus those other rooms I have to clean, and I'll be such a much more happier person emotionally and mentally if I can get my house in order and take care of my child, right? I have to teach him and play with him, and you know, I just have to devote time to all of these other things. And really, my teacher pay teacher store is important to me, but it's gonna just have to take a back burner to my, like I was talking about earlier, those categories, right? The mental, physical, and emotional well-being, and my family life. Like, those things have to come first. And that might mean that my business is just going to have to grow much slower. And that's okay. You know, I'm not putting in the time I know I need to because I'm doing all these other things. I'm not just like watching Netflix all day. I would love to do that, but I'm getting stuff done. I'm taking care of appointments and things, but I'm just not, I don't have the energy or time. And then once I'm done with all of my other work that my appointments and all those other things, then I do like relax in the evenings, and I don't put time into the store, and that's okay with me, right? Because my summer is my summer, and that's the whole point. That's part of the benefit of being a teacher, is to like relax. And so I'm definitely gonna take that time to relax because I know I need it, right? It's just important to my physical and mental well-being. Not to mention exercise, right? You know, I could easily make the excuse that I got to do this store instead of go exercise, but my physical well-being is too important to put on the back burner. Oh, that lady is going. So anyway, I did accomplish some things with my store, but not as much as I would have liked, but that's all right. All right, I think that is it. Lord have mercy. Yeah. I did also go on vacation. So I talked about Alabama. We also went on vacation to Kentucky to visit family, and also Nashville, Tennessee to visit friends and go to the zoo and eat and drink coffee. Man, I love Nashville. Oh man. We always go at least once or twice a year. And we love it when we go. Boy, put a shirt on. Put a shirt on. No, go put a shirt on. Go take a bath. You nasty. Don't you stick that tongue out at me. Alright, now that's it. That's my whole update for this whole summer. Maybe I'll do more videos like this here. It's a lot of noise in the background, but oh well, it is what it is. So I hope you have a good day, and that's my summer update. Bye!